The national anthem heralds what would x-ray the challenges facing resident doctors in Nigeria. Many of them have gathered here in a hall, soon to be filled to capacity, for its annual general meeting for resident doctors, Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Luth. The meeting with the theme, Medical Residency Training in Nigeria, How Far, How Well, had in attendance dignitaries from the medical space. Father of the Day, former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who was represented here, delivered his address.
Baba himself has brought in many professionals from all over the world back home to Nigeria. And as you have noticed, it's a brand that represents Africa, that want to see Africa grow, and also as we're encouraging young men and women to stay back in this country and help the country to grow.
There was more as special guests, one after the other, churned out the challenges faced by resident doctors, never limited to brain drain, ratio per head for doctors in Africa, managerial misdemeanors, and several others, which they must overcome to realize their societal worth.
We need to tweak our residency program if we are going to make progress. This just training us to be doctors alone is not it. Professor Ransom started something many years ago. We were the first set here in Luth. But we were making fun of it when we were introducing management into medical practice. But I can tell you now that that probably is the most important thing that doctors need to have.
It appears to brain drain or brain gain or brain drain, however you like to call it. For those of us who remain here, we have to go through that training well, and we have to come out best, and we have to give our services to the nation.
When we were coming to school, in medical school, many of our lecturers in anatomy were either residents in surgery or even fellows. And so we understood from medical school that in anatomy, you could be an anatomist, you could be a surgeon, you could be a gynecologist. So when I joined the department, I came to understand that there was a deliberate attempt to discourage lecturers in anatomy from becoming clinicians.
Disturbed to the letter, solutions must be found as detailed in this presentation by one of the guests of honor.
If you look at the slides, though I'll talk about it later, but it's not too clear, but what it means is talking about financing residency training. And out of the countries that are there, all of them pay salaries to resident doctors. There's only one of them, which is Colombia, that doesn't pay salary, if you look at the slides. And it has implication for them, because they have problem retaining their doctors in-house. So there is consequence to country retention of doctors. Residents offer services, and they need to be paid for it. In addition to that, under the Medical Residency Training Act, passed in 2017, the federal government now provide additional funds to cover examination fee, attendance at mandatory courses and research, and this has been implemented for 2 years now.
A word of advice to make the practice stress-free for the 11,000 resident doctors across the country will on this day be re-echoed.
Where you have passion, what gives you fulfillment? And it means you have to do a SWOT analysis of yourself to discover this. So during this period, for you to unleash, you have to acknowledge you have those strength within you, and then you unleash them by being determined, being focused, and then you be able to bring out the best out of you.
Nigeria is a place where it's very easy for us to forget what investment our nation makes in us. Let us always remember that. If it takes hundreds, not hundreds, tens of millions of naira to train one person to become a specialist, we must agree that a lot is given to that person. What are the national expectations of that person? To stay and serve the country, to train others, and for that person to also prosper in the land of his birth, using his skills he has acquired to become a better person, to become a role model for others, so that the medical space in Nigeria will become even better than what it is. If you recall,
They believe poor welfare package, inadequate training, lack of equipment and other facilities, late payment of promised stipends, among other things, has demoralized their critical sector.
So you are telling people here that you don't even look after them. You have to look after them, not the training, and even after the training, they're just not many that have the opportunity to find a job. I know this because I've been involved for years and I know how bad it is. Not only for doctors, even for other young people, there are no jobs in the country. So for doctors, I personally cannot blame them for going. But like I said during my opening remarks, please when you go, get the experience, learn whatever you can, and then come back home.
There's a need for us to provide a good working environment. If you have the skills and you don't have the equipment to work with, or you don't have a place to stay, then of course those people will attract them to come. And trust me, Nigerian doctors are one of the best in the world, and they are always looking forward to grappling. So if the government can look into the push factors, things that is pushing them away, then I'm sure a lot of doctors like myself would love to stay.
As the meeting comes to an end, lessons learned here are expected to yield better outcomes for the resident doctors who seem to be on the receiving end, with repeated strikes over wages and demands for better working conditions. Many hope this challenge will become a thing of the past quickly. Gimba Umar, Control TV News.